Good morning, boys and ghouls. Today, I wanted to get into the whole scandal with Travis Scott and ASTROWORLD. I just wanted to put my own opinions into this, even though it really doesn't fucking matter. And probably a bunch of y'all will be mad at me for this, but I'm just going by from experience. And I've been to Warped Tour, I've helped out at Warped Tour, I have friends in the scene that's had to deal with things like this. And I just wanted to, put my 2 cents in because it's really the things that people are coming up with is really insane. Um, Especially when it comes to the conspiracy theories. Like, really, guys, we're starting to sound like a bunch of really. So anyway, I've been looking into it. And for those of you who don't know, Travis Scott, he's an American rapper. He's from the US, obviously. He's huge. He was really well known before he got with a certain person. But then after he got with Kylie Jenner, a member of the Kardashians, obviously everybody knows who they are, he blew up, like literally Kanye style. Like, he's not as big as Kanye. Maybe he is now. But yeah, he blew up after getting with one of the Kardashian sisters, Kardashian Jenner sisters. But as I found out about this last night, I was like, oh my gosh. And like, people on TikTok are literally going crazy to the point where they're saying he sacrificed people and all this. How do you sacrifice? Okay, the art. Let's actually start off with Astroworld. Astroworld is kind of like the Vans Warped Tour or Ozfest, but for R&B, pop, and hip-hop artists. And he honestly had a good selection. And I'm not sure if this was a festival last year or the year before or what, but I know this year, because of the pandemic, a lot of festivals are blowing up and a lot of people are going because we haven't been able to do much through the pandemic. So I totally get that. But this is insane. So from AOL News, it literally says, tragedy struck Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival as crowd surges during his Friday night headlining set left 8 and over 300 injured, according to the Houston officials. 50,000 fans attended the show, which led to a surge during Travis Scott's performance at the festival outside NRG Park, the Houston Chronicle reports. At a press conference following the concert, Houston Fire Chief Samuel Pena clarified the timeline. He said that at 9 p.m., the crowd began surging forward during Scott's set as there was panic and people running for safety. At that point, Scott paused the show several times to ask security to help out fans, which I did see on TikTok and on YouTube. I did my research, and because at first I was like, there's no way you could be on the stage, even with the light shining in your eyes. There is at some point, like Billie Eilish calls out people all the time, and for security to check on certain people. There's tons, like Slipknot, Corey Taylor, he's always doing that. The Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl, like, that's standard. You will, especially during a show like this, he definitely saw. So I looked into it, and yes, there is proof. There's video proof of him calling for the staff to, like, pause the show several times to ask security, to help people out. There was over, which is insane, 50,000 fucking fans. So, and also, I saw the videos all over TikTok of these aren't people that were let in by ticket. These are people that got rowdy outside and pushed open the side gate, or pretty much just the walls. And like, it was a stampede. And people were running on top of people, not giving a just to get so tightly packed, to the point where there was no safety procedures that was going to help that. And even there was like video of, what was that called? there was tons of videos of ambulances, first of all, and them trying to get through, and then pieces of shit standing on top of the ambulance, blocking the ambulance, and doing all this crazy shit so the ambulance couldn't get out, and then people like hurrahing it, like egging it on. Like, that is some like, the world is just coming to an end. I swear, everything is just turning into riot here, a riot there, a riot f***ing everywhere. Like, dude, calm your f***ing horses, people. It's so immature. It looks so definitely not classy. It's trash. That's for sure. And when you see someone in need, I go to a lot of punk shows, a lot of metal shows. People at these shows are more hardcore, and the bands even state, if you see someone down, help a brother up. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to stampede on top of people and just stand on them in the crowd. And supposedly, once that stampede bum rushed Astroworld, they also were so, like I said, tightly packed to where people were having like heart attacks and stuff, and there was also rumors like people couldn't catch their breaths and stuff like that, and there was another rumor of some people going around shooting people up with and I think and like something else. But why are you, first of all, why are you wasting? Second of all, why are you doing that to poor people? There was also another thing I want to get out there is there was a 10-year-old, there was a 16-year-old, there was a few, actually there was a handful of underage kids that should have never even been there. So those parents, I hope you're watching, and I just wanted to call you a straight and forward. Never let your kids go to something like this. How much of a do you have to be to let your kid go to something like an adult concert? That, like, I have a niece and kind of a nephew, and they would never in a million years, not until they're 40, well, I'm being dramatic, but not until they're 21, I would let that happen. Never. Never, unless I'm there at like some festival that I know is good. But if I see something like Astroworld, no, we're not going. Something more on their level, like not this crazy shit. But anyway, back to the point. This happened all at 9:38 p.m. It was called in as a mass casualty incident, triggered at which CPR began to administer to several unconscious fans, which that is really weird how, but they were all tightly packed and like everybody breathing at the same time. Like, this sounds weird. You will get lightheaded and you will pass out. And there's probably a lot of claustrophobic people there. I know one thing, oh my god, I would have to find a way out because I'd be one of those people in that position. I am so claustrophobic, it's not even funny. And I have anxiety so bad. It takes a lot for me just to go to a fucking concert, just to go to the fucking grocery store anymore. Damn, I feel bad for these people. An eyewitness, Variety staffer Emmanuel, blah blah blah, said that fans began moving en masse towards Scott's stage, which is what I saw on TikTok. It literally looked like, you know how when they take the bulls out from the cage and the people run in like Mexico or Italy or something? It looked like that, but literally human to human contact, running on top of people, bum rushing people, pushing them down so they can get there first, running over them, trampling over their heads. Like, what kind of world are we in right now? This is so embarrassing. So fucking embarrassing. And all these people that are blaming Travis Scott, from the sound of it, they did it right. I mean, he's got enough money. He's got more than enough money to make sure everything is done right. And he's got the right people. Obviously, he's with Kylie Jenner, so they're gonna make sure things are right. He doesn't want to look bad, but somehow after this pandemic, I swear it put people into some kind of crazy spur. I don't get it. I don't really think Travis, I know he saw that was one of the conspiracies, that he was on stage and just laughing and like rapping and not giving a but no, there's a bunch of evidence of him spotting people out. And then there was also some other thing I saw on TikTok of this super brave, badass chick that jumped up on stage and was trying to tell the videographer which I understand the videographer's trying to do his job. He's getting paid tons of money, and he's not security. But she was trying to find anyone and everyone that could stop the show. They did ignore her, but when she was trying to say somebody was unalive, it kind of sucks that that had to go down like that. But like I said, it's not Travis's fault. He hired people just for this. They know how big he is. They probably had a huge meeting before this discussing how big it's going to be. And they just weren't that prepared, especially from the stampede that didn't. By the way, a lot of people didn't have tickets. These are the ones that stampeded through the gate. A lot of them didn't have tickets. They just rioted all the way through. And so that messed things up also. And then another thing, this is why I swear this country is out after the pandemic, because they're trying to say Travis Scott planned this because his artwork for the flyers and at the fucking festival was all satanic, which the art was. There was satanic references in there. I guarantee you anything, Travis Scott has no clue what any of that means. He just knows that it's edgy. It's what people are into now, thanks to Lil Peep. Props to Lil Peep. Lil Peep started a lot of this, which I love Lil Peep. He was the best. He's such an original. He was like this day and age Kurt Cobain. But yeah, this, like, first of all, he probably had someone. There's a chain of people. When you're famous like that, there's a chain of people on your team. And it goes through certain people, and then it will eventually get back to Travis Scott. He gets to choose the artist. He might have got to go through all the artwork that was turned in. He probably does not know what most of that means. It just looked cool to him. There's probably tons of artists that were picked, or maybe just a specific one. He comes up with certain artwork. Like, he comes up with a collection of 1, collection of 2, 3, 4, could all the way be up to like 10 to 20 pieces that Travis gets to choose from, because he's getting paid a fuck ton of money. And so the artist probably just went with what is popular right now, just to get the fans involved and get more people to see the sign, see the posters and everything, and then want to go. And that definitely fucking worked. That definitely worked. So props to the artist too. And but yeah, like, there's different things. There was probably one that was totally different from the artwork from this one that probably wasn't even satanic. So, and it all leads back to his artwork. His artwork deals with like little devil dudes and stuff that look like toys. He is not a part of the Illuminati, which is one conspiracy. And the other one was a satanic ritual where you had to do human sacrifices. No, you guys are crazy. You guys are literally crazy that are coming up with this on TikTok and YouTube. Think, people, please think before you speak. You sound like you are up for a week on Adderall and you don't know what the you're talking about. You don't know reality right now. Go back to sleep. Please go back to sleep. And then another thing that people thought was weird. My contacts are dry. Hold on. But another thing people thought was weird was Kylie being there, supporting her husband, and Stormy being there. Like, she was fine. She was protected in a box, protected from people. She had headphones on. It's just like, look up the history of any rock star. Like Ozzy, he brought Kelly, Amy, and Jack, his 3 kids, to all of Ozfest and to all of his tours before Ozfest. And they were totally fine. They got along with everyone. They were younger. They were about her age. They were all totally fine. Look at them now. They're totally fine. She's totally fine. She had headphones on blocking the loud noise. She was up high enough from people, pretty much on stage in like a skybox type thing. Trust me. She's totally protected. People saying that that was wrong to bring her there. I mean, yeah, people, it was insane, but they didn't know that that was going to happen. Rock stars do this. It's fine. It's totally fine. People need to let that go. Travis, they need to stop blaming him. They had a good setup. The gates and everything that were stampeded, that's not their fault. That's from all you crazy kids out there that just want attention and a free ticket. Get a job. Pay for a fucking ticket. It probably was only like, what, $100 to $200? Save up if you really wanted to go. I don't get the people that do shit like that. There was so much going on. Let me look at my phone. This started at around 9 p.m. when it was like bum rushed. It was like a domino effect, says the staff. 8 people died and over 300 were injured, which is so sad. This is why rules are rules. Some rules are made to be broken, but not any that could hurt people, and not any that could ruin people's lives or unalive people. It's ridiculous, really ridiculous that people are just trying to blame and act like a Karen. Internet Karens is what you are. I'm so sick of it. Everybody's so, you can't say anything at all with people getting butthurt over it. Just like in my last video with the Living Dead dolls, somebody got on there and was like trying to start an argument with me. Come to find out, they had no clue. The dolls are super rare. They sell out right as they're dropped. Didn't hear anything back from them. So please, before you start an argument, please don't sound like a whiny baby. And please do your research before you run your mouth. Because I love to argue. I will argue back with you, point blank. But anyways, back to the point of this video. I do know one thing. I do feel bad for Travis Scott because it's sounding like ASTROWORLD Festival might be canceled now, which really sucks. It was nobody's fault. Hopefully they just say F you all and just bring it back next year. They just have to literally maybe put up brick walls this time. The kids will find a way to break through it though. But I mean, whatever. That's their fault. That's on them. They did it. Travis wasn't the one that told them to break through the walls. Day 2 of the festival has been canceled. Saturday's performers would have included Bad Bunny, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Whoa, what? Honestly, I'm not into this type of music. Like, some of it I am. And I do like Travis Scott, but I don't pay attention to this because it's in, like, California. So being from West Virginia, there's no way I could make it there anyway. But the lineup sounds pretty fucking crazy. I know Drake was there last night.